Hey guys, this is Melissa here. I'm throwing out another YouTube video. The goals are for me to start trying to figure out how to do my video quality better, which that's going to take some time and I'm so busy. So I apologize for the quality here isn't as good as maybe it could be. Um, so today I want to talk about abortion again, and I want to talk about um, basically setting boundaries in your life. I think I already did one video about this, but I want to take this a little further. Um, when we have people in our life that don't treat us well, what we need to do is set boundaries. This is something that I've talked about before, but kind of a different angle here. And some examples in my own life was being disowned by my father later on in life because he couldn't have what he wanted, it seems, from me, which was not a relationship, but having his own way, doing things how he wants. Um, when you become an adult, you are now more geared toward your husband. You both are trying to start a life. You're both trying to come together as one and be one flesh. And that takes a lot of time. And sometimes you're changing. You're changing a lot. And for me, as I became a Christian, I was, my beliefs were changing pretty quickly. We had our own way we wanted to do things with our family, our own family unit. And many times that was torn down. A lot of times I had family just telling me, oh, this is what I did, or this is what I think, or this is how I feel. And it was that bond I had with my son and being able to mature as a woman in my mothering skills coming out, which is what made me be able to put up boundaries, was to be able to say, this is my son, and this is how I feel, and this is what I think. So as I had more kids, that ability to really put the boundaries up worked. And what we want to do as women is we do want to really focus on our own family, focus on how we want the home to run. I even had times when family were, they would say, well, we just want to, whatever, we just want to stop by. And I had already said, the kids are napping, this is my nap time or whatever. Oh, we just want to do this. We just want to do that. And that's another way of minimizing things so that, again, your wishes are not being respected. Or telling family, you can go to this place, but I don't want my kids going here, and that later, realizing when your kids are gone, they were taken here, here, and here after you said no. And after you had already put the boundary up, instead of accepting that responsibility, the person then turns it on you and blames you and says, well, you're too strict, or you're like this, or you're this, or you're that. And a lot of times the blame game can be played. Or, for example, one time I left car seats. I forgot to leave the car seats, so my kids were taken without car seats shopping. That was a situation that I really didn't appreciate, and I let them know that. And then again, that was the blame game, that it was your fault because you forgot to leave the car seat. And to forget to leave the car seat is one thing, but then to take the kids out without permission, and it's against the law not to do that, not to use car seats, was just another example of a lack of respect, a lack of boundaries. So when we mother, we want to be able to clearly break away. And I think about how scripture talks about how a man is to cling to his wife, and his wife and the wife to her husband. That was a verse that really did help, because you're no longer a unit, a family unit. You have your own life now. And I know a lot of people may not think that's popular nowadays, but you want your kids independent as much as possible. You don't want them relying on you. And another thing, too, when it comes to honoring parents, a lot of times we heard, well, you ought to honor us. And I don't know what exactly that word honor meant to them, but honoring is not giving your parents or in laws everything they want. And when they use the Bible, although they don't believe in it, and they use it and come out from that to bang it over your head, although they're not living for God, it really shows the depth of manipulation that is there. So, what we want to do is when we think of honoring our parents, I think a lot of times that's just not, um, giving parents everything they want, but it's also putting your foot down and saying, I will try to have an attitude that is respectful, but I am going to put my foot down. And I think that's the most honoring thing you can do sometimes, especially if your parents are breaking the law or they are, not living for God and taking their convictions and trying to put them on you. So I just want to encourage women today to, as you build your home for you and your family, look at some stuff, look at your ways, look at how you build. I know for me, Proverbs 31 woman was a huge inspiration. That she was busy building her home. She reached out to others, but her main priority in life was her family. And that's what we want to do. And as we get older, sometimes there's things that happen and changes happen in your family, and you also need a cushion there to be able to take care of that. So constantly work on self-development, work on changing yourself, work at relationship. It's an investment that you really can't go wrong with. Every time that I had something come up, I would pull it in. I would just, pull things in more and really start reinvesting again in my life for me and my family. So, just some ideas to help out. And again, you're building your home, you're accountable to God for how you run your home, not to your parents, not to your family, not to anyone else. So, just an encouragement on motherhood today. Okay, thanks for joining me.